Welcome back. As the temperature rises, many folks will be hitting the water to stay cool this summer. Here in the lakefront city of Leesburg, we're very fortunate to have the beautiful Harris chain of lakes. In downtown Leesburg, we have the state-of-the-art H.O. Dabney Aquatic Center. And if you prefer the sand and turf, you could be at the beach in about an hour. Since May is the Water Safety Month, we asked Captain Amanda Stevenson from the Leesburg Fire Department to stop by and share some tips to stay safe this season. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me here.
So we do live in a lakefront city and we're surrounded by water, so it's very important to know how to swim. So how do you encourage parents to sign up for swim lessons?
Well, the city of Leesburg does offer swim lessons over the summer. The parents can contact the recreation department, and they go anywhere from non-swimmers to immediate skill level and on, and the age range goes on. And they do have swim lessons outside of summer hours for a range of ages.
You're never too old to learn how to swim, correct?
That is correct. No matter what your age, it is always wise to learn how to swim, especially since we live in Central Florida.
So do you have any tips for parents to keep their children safe in the water this summer?
Well, there's tons of things to think about when we were talking about water safety. We can also do swim lessons, like we talked about, that we can do through the city of Leesburg. We can also do infant swim survival skills. We can do pool safety, which would be alarms if the surface tension of the water has been broken. There can be fences, which are required to have some kind of system around the pool. We can also make sure that we educate. Parents need to know that we have to be consistent all the time, watching our children when they're around water. Then we also have to think about other things like boat safety, because when we're on the boat, we always need to make sure we have our life vest on.
And it's also important not to swim alone, is that correct?
That is correct. We always want a buddy.
And what are some of the golden rules for swimming? I know we talked about the reach and don't go toward.
That is an excellent golden rule. The concept with that one is that when someone is drowning, they are in a state of emergency and they kind of want to save their own lives. So if we go into the water, we add to the issue because they might accidentally take us down and use us to climb above the water to safety. What we want to do is make sure that we throw something out there to pull them in, or have something we can reach out to pull them in so they can grab that and not add us to the emergency. Some other things that we can keep in mind are making sure that when we're in the pool, we know our surroundings, that we know where our life-saving equipment is, like our safety rings, our grab poles, those kind of things. We also need to make sure that we understand that even though we're at a public pool and there is a lifeguard on duty, it is our responsibility as the adult with children around to keep an eye constantly on those children.
So do you personally recommend infant swim resource to parents?
I do. I'm a parent. I have a 13-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they are both graduates of that program. So what it does is it teaches infants how to do survival skills in the water, and it is heart-wrenching as a parent to watch them go through this process, but it is a process. They learn water and how it affects them. They get to be submerged. They get to learn how to float, how to turn back over, swim. They get tired or run out of air to turn back over and float. And then they graduate through the process where they actually do it in clothes. My daughter rocked out in her cowboy boots when she was an infant and her sweaters and such, and they graduated and they are fish now. We have a pool and they love to be in it.
I love that. That's awesome.
And what are some at-home precautions you can take to stay safe when you're at your at-home pool?
Well, there's a lot of things that we can think of, and it ranges depending on the age of the person. We definitely want to be careful not to be intoxicated when we are in the pool for adults. Those can hinder us and maybe cause a situation that puts us in that we might actually accidentally drown. There's the side of an infant or a child, we want to make sure we do prevention. That means we want to make sure that we have the fences up so the children can't access it. We want to have the alarm, so if the water tension has been broken, we want to make sure that we educate the children and get them swim lessons or the infant resource. And we also want to make sure that our parents know we always have to be diligent on keeping an eye on any children when they're near water. Florida is ranked 5th in the nation for drowning, so it is a serious problem. In general, there's 1 to 4-year-olds are the highest ranked for drownings.
Okay, so this is just a funny question, kind of. Is it true that you're not supposed to swim until it's been 1 hour after you've eaten?
I'm going to use that response as yes, because that keeps my kids out of the pool after we finish our little snack. But you have the possibility, the old wise tale of that you could cramp up, and that would cause, the cramping would cause you to come into an emergency. But I'm going with the fact that it just gives parents times to relax after they feed their children, and that way they can rest before they get in the pool.
That's smart.
Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing those life-saving tips with us. We appreciate everything that you and the entire Leesburg Fire Department does for us and our community.
Well, thank you. I had a lot of fun. It was a great time. And I want everybody to remember that Leesburg Fire Department is part of the community, and we would love to see you come visit the fire station.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Community Cafe. Until next time, get outdoors and explore this beautiful lakefront city we call home.